Before President Obama explained on 60 Minutes last night how methodically his national security team put together the plan to kill Osama bin Laden, key players from the George W. Bush White House flooded the Sunday morning talk shows. They claimed the enhanced interrogation techniques, including waterboarding, which President Obama has called torture, made the difference in cracking the case.
It provided some absolutely vital pieces of intelligence. If it were my call, I'd have that program ready to go on the chance that any day we may capture a detainee who has a vital piece of information about the next attack or about some new development. And I think that program provides us with the capacity to collect that intelligence.
I think that it's clear that those techniques that the CIA used worked. And to have taken them away and ruled them out, I think may be a mistake.
It's not clear to me that we have any way to effectively interrogate them. We don't have enhanced interrogation anymore. We read people their Miranda rights.
You can't deny that we got valuable information from these folks. Now, Director Panetta went on to say it's just an open question whether we may have gotten them from other means. But the fact of the matter is we did it this way, and this way worked.
Joining me now, Colonel Stephen Kleinman, a former senior interrogator in both Iraq wars. Thanks for joining me tonight, Colonel.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
I want to get to this point. Let's get past the question of exactly what did we get through these enhanced techniques, but the question of timing, which was raised in this article in Huffington Post today, which I just discussed in the previous segment. Could we have gotten this information, whatever information we got, could we have maybe obtained it faster if these techniques had not gotten in the way?
I think that's a correct assessment, because the interesting element of interrogation is what works, what scientifically demonstrated efficacy of an approach, such as cultural enlightenment, relationship-based, patient approach, is going to work. And there's no shortcut, there's no silver bullet, there's no time-expedient approach that, well, that didn't work, so let's go to the waterboard. It's simply not backed up by what we know from science.
And in the military study that I was just citing in the last segment, it indicates that it is likely to be counterproductive. It is likely to increase the subject's hatred of the United States, increase the resistance, and produce just enough information to make the pain stop.
That's correct, Mr. O'Donnell, but let's take it a step further. What's most important, the fundamental objective of any interrogation under any circumstance is to get access to an individual's uncorrupted, reliable memory. And research, again, is very clear on the fragility of human memory under the best circumstances. Imagine introducing a waterboard or the anxiety that comes from continued threats or sleep deprivation. Even if somebody wished to provide information, their psychophysical ability to do so is severely undermined.
And in this evaluation of the information that they would be getting from waterboarding, if the Bush administration is saying, look, we just found out, in effect, last Sunday, what the verdict is on torture because we found out that it led to eventually Osama bin Laden, doesn't that mean that for many years they didn't have any idea what the quality of the information was that they got out of those techniques?
It suggests precisely that. You can't take two data points and extrapolate to infinity. That's just an illogical premise from the beginning. The key to understand is, until the Intelligence Science Board study that you referenced earlier, the last time the United States funded any real objective research into interrogation was 1956. So it's time that we bring interrogation up to the 21st century alongside other technical intelligence methods. So we don't have these debates based on politics or personal interest, but over the science of what works and what doesn't work. And
it seems that what the reports we're getting from the experienced interrogators in this territory, Ali Soufan, who did it for the FBI, it's the overall thrust of it is that it just doesn't work, and that the more careful cultivating a relationship with the subject is what is going to pay off both quicker and longer term.
That's absolutely correct. The single quality, the single approach that I hear from the best interrogators that America's produced, from Colonel Stu Harrington to Ali Soufan to Mark Fallon and others, is simply this: empathy. empathy, the understanding of the enemy and understanding of yourself and your ability to connect. That's what works. It has worked historically, and it'll work off into the future.
And if deprivation were helpful, why wouldn't it be a matter of reward and deprivation? I mean, give them the good food, you know, for a week or whatever, some kind of reward and comfort that you could then take away. You bring up another question that pulls away the threads of the argument in favor of coercion. And if I may, this topic or the title of enhanced, I think it's time that we dispense with that. Enhanced interrogation, when it uses waterboard or sensory deprivation or sleep deprivation, is nothing more than a euphemism. It's not an advance. It's not a more sophisticated approach to interrogation. In fact, it's a step down. It's a devolution in approaches. Stephen Kleinman, former military intelligence officer, thanks for your time tonight. Thank you, sir. That's all the time we have for tonight. The Rachel Maddow Show is up next.